I told them what I was doing. I was waiting for my sister to Western Union me some money. I always go there and get Western Union, and they know me.
Hey, you got your ID on you?
Yes, I got my ID. What are you guys doing?
This is Antonio Smith.
We're out here investigating suspicious activity. Well, so what were you doing over there at the Walgreens?
Waiting for Western Union.
Of Valdosta, Georgia.
Call my sister right now. She's in Florida. You have a cell phone, call her. Don't
call
who?
Like
this. Call my sister in Florida. Don't do this. What are you doing? Oh my God! What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back like you're told. Put your hands.
What are you doing? Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, please.
Put your hands.
And the Valdosta police showing excessive force.
Show it in his face. Oh my God. Jesus. Oh my God. He's on my wrist. Oh my God.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hold on.
Please, man. Oh God.
For absolutely zero reason.
What did you guys arrest me for?
You have a warrant for police.
Hey, this was the other guy. The guy with the warrants over there.
Oh, what did you
Huh? No, there's two different people.
Smith, 46, rightfully so, is now suing the police department. His attorney, Nathaniel Haugebrook, is calling it a civil rights violation. As the Valdosta Daily Times notes, the lawsuit demands a jury trial. The lawsuit states the sergeant putting Smith in a bear hug and then detaining him was unnecessary and illegal. It states no reason existed to believe Smith committed a crime or was about to commit a crime, was armed, or was a danger or threat.
Don't do this. What are you doing? Oh my God! What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back like you're told. Put your hands.
What are you doing? Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Smith's attorney contends his client's arm was broken during the interaction with the police, and Smith has had to endure physical therapy because of it.
Damn it. When was the warrant?
No.
You get his ID and stuff?
Yeah.
Jerome?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
So you're probably asking, why were the officers called here? In the incident, officers responded to a report of panhandling outside of a pharmacy on North Ashley Street, according to the Valdosta Daily Times. The officer found a man walking south near a hotel about 100 yards away. The officer then talked to the man, identified as Smith. Well, as I do recall,
there's a lot of things that need to change. One specifically is police brutality.
Colin Kaepernick put white America onto this a long time ago.
That's not right. That's not right by anyone's standards.
And was banned from his job for doing so. He opened the eyes of those that were shut. When we discuss his legacy, the examples keep pouring in of how his silent knee was so simple. Structural change is needed. As an example of this structural change, take the Camden Police Department in New Jersey, who literally abolished their police and reformatted how they operate. Officials transformed policing in a city where the murder rate was once on par with Honduras. The excessive use of force rates plummeted, the homicide rate decreased, and new incentives laid the groundwork for a completely new understanding of what it meant to be a good cop.
Hello, my name is Julius Darius Jones.
I didn't shoot that man. No, I didn't kill Mr. Paul Allen. I wasn't involved in it in any way. I wasn't present. I didn't even know he had been killed until after the fact.
The case of Julius Jones is one America has just kind of learned of.
In 1999, he was 19 at the time, Julius Jones was convicted of killing Paul Howell. Jones has always maintained his innocence, and his family says he was home at the time of the murder.
A white insurance agent who was shot to death during a carjacking. Another suspect accused Jones of being the shooter, except Jones didn't match the description given by the only witness to the crime, who said the shooter had half an inch of hair sticking out from underneath a hat. Photos of Jones from days before the murder show his head was shaved at the time.
It is a case that has many layers.
For years, the family has asserted neither Jones nor his family were allowed to testify about critical details because his defense team was inadequate. They say his public defender was inexperienced and didn't cross-examine witnesses. They also say race played a role, pointing to a white juror and the officer who arrested him, allegedly calling Jones the N-word.
The suspect who testified against Jones did fit the given description. The co-suspect was also convicted of murdering Howell, but was given a 30-year sentence in exchange for his testimony. He was released after serving just 15 years.
So what is the case? How did this happen? And what led to his widespread support today?
Hey, I want to talk about the Julius Jones case in Oklahoma.
There were many notable faces who brought this to the country's attention, like Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, Cleveland Browns starting quarterback Baker Mayfield, Atlanta Hawks star guard Trae Young, Los Angeles Lakers guard Russell Westbrook, Brooklyn Nets forward Blake Griffin, and many more, who sent letters directly to Trumpian Governor Kevin Stitt. Even high school students staged a walkout heading to the Capitol. The Intercept reported Jones's scheduled death in Oklahoma was for November 18th for crimes he says he didn't commit. He resides in a state that is bloodthirsty through the method of the death penalty. Harvard Law's Fair Punishment Project named Bob Macy, the late Oklahoma County District Attorney, the #2 deadliest prosecutor in the entire country. He was DA for 21 years. Jones's case rested largely on a single eyewitness account, which is Howell's sister, along with the testimony of 2 confidential informants. Although the alleged murder weapon was recovered from his parents' house, Jones insists that he was framed by his co-defendant, a former high school classmate named Christopher Jordan, who testified against him in exchange for a secret plea deal.
A 2018 documentary about Jones, The Last Defense, focused on evidence attorneys did not present at court about Christopher Jordan. Jordan was convicted of murder for driving the getaway car in Paul Howell's death, but he allegedly admitted to at least 3 others that he shot Howell and framed Jones.
In March, Jones's legal team released a video and a letter in which Roderick Wesley, a man who served time with Jordan at an Arkansas penitentiary, says Jordan confessed multiple times to murdering a man and framing Julius. This was the video in reference. It runs for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Many learned of the case through The Last Defense, a documentary about Jones produced by Viola Davis. That includes Roderick Wesley. Wesley, who was serving a 50-year sentence for aggravated battery, sent his first letter to Jones's defense team on July 15, 2020, after watching a documentary about Jones on television and recognizing Jordan. Wesley said he had worked with Jordan in the commissary at the East Arkansas Regional Unit, a prison in Bricky's, an unincorporated town in eastern Arkansas that sits less than an hour from the state line. He described their relationship as good friends, even winning prison basketball tournaments. It has been independently verified that Wesley and Jordan both served at the East Arkansas Regional Unit facility in 2010. Wesley is the 3rd person to come forward to say Jordan confessed to killing Howell while in prison.